All right, Axolotl fans, Zarf version 0.50 has been released. With it came a number of bug fixes, changes under the hood, as well as a couple different CLI user-facing changes that I wanted to demo today. So first and foremost, with the common Zarf workflows, there's a mutating webhook. The agents in the cluster, they are changing your pod references and your pod specs. Such that you don't have to in all of your manifests, Helm charts, etc. And so one of the key pieces of that is a gap that we saw and was reported in our issues regarding ephemeral containers. They were not being mutated. And so what we've changed with this release is added support for ephemeral container mutation. And so if I had a very basic Zarf package with an Alpine container image that deploys an Alpine pod container, etc., to my cluster, then I've got that image out there. Maybe that's my application, and I need to debug it for some reason. Something's happening. I want to understand what's going on inside that pod. You can now do that natively. kubectl debug is how you would do that. And so you can see here, I'm on Zarf version 50. I've got a Kubernetes cluster deployed. I've already ran init on this with the 0.50 init package, and I've deployed a package for this basic pod. Wonderful. And the test pod is running. Great. So what we can do here is run kubectl debug, and this is just native kubectl. We'll pass in, hey, I want to target the test pod. I want to make this interactive. It's in the test namespace. The image that I want to use is the same image that we have defined in our package. Again, this has to be an image that is going to be in the Zarf registry. So you could look in your registry and use an image directly from your internal registry that's already present. It has to be there. If it's already there and you just want to use the image reference as you had it in your Zarf package or Zarf packages, such that you could use any one of them that happen to be there, you could do so. So in theory, if you had busybox from Docker Hub, right, your -- image equals busybox :tag would be all you would need to put in that image. And from here, we can kick that off. Because this is meant to be interactive, it's going to push us right into that container's shell, which is great. So how do we know that this did what it was supposed to? We can check it, right? We can do kgit pod, test pod in the test namespace, and we'll look at that in JSON. And so if we look in here, when you've done the kubectl debug command, it's going to add an ephemeral container. So if we look in here at ephemeral container statuses, you'll see information about it, and you'll see that even though, yes, we passed in ghcrio, zarf dev, images alpine, it is actually using the internal registry as we expect all of our pods to be doing unless they are opted out. So wonderful. This is part of making that happen, such that when you take Zarf to your air-gapped environments, they just natively support this workflow of, hey, I just want to reference the pod. I don't want to have to do all this finagling with understanding what my internal registry reference was or is, right? And so that was one feature we added as of this release. And then another one came from community contribution for the Zarf tools download init command. And what that looks like is commonly you use this to pre-download your init packages. And so if you do nothing else, for instance here, I've already got the init package, as you can see, downloaded. If we remove that really quick, and then we did a Zarf tools download init, just by default it's going to retrieve the latest version that matches your CLI version in order to pull that. So now we can look here, hey, we have that again. This latest change to this command adds, as you can see here, a version flag, -v or -- version. So what we can do with that is be able to download different versions of the init package based upon what your needs are, right? This is still a fairly restricted workflow for what it's retrieving. These are only retrieving the officially produced, published init packages by the Zarf project. But now we have the ability to go and say, hey, I've got an environment still operating on 0.49.0. So I can do a init here, download init, and you can see, wonderful. It's downloading that init package. We could change this, do 1, and pulling that all to your current working directory. So we take a look. Those are all present and available to use, available to transfer to environments as necessary. And just like we have outlined in some of our best practices around the Zarf init package workflows, you can deploy these using this version of Zarf, say v0.50 to deploy the init package for 0.49.0. There are limitations and constraints there, but the Zarf init package is a standard Zarf package in one way or another, and as such you can do a Zarf package deploy and deploy another version. If you wanted to test, maybe there's something that's changed and it's messing with your environment you want to understand, this could also be another way to debug that. So with that, that kind of covers the changes that are kind of user facing. Look forward to seeing you all next time. Thanks.